This is the Homedics humidifier sold at COSTCO. This is going to be a cleaning video demonstrating how to clean this mist tube. Now, depending on what quality of water you're using in here, you'll get calcium buildup, pink slime, or like a pink mold looking stuff inside here. This video in particular is going to focus on just cleaning the mist tube. I have other videos on showing how to clean the transducer and just the normal general cleaning. You might want to clean this mist tube about every other time you clean the bottom of your humidifier. But if you use good clean distilled water, which is going to be about $1 a gallon at your local Walmart, you'll have to clean this a lot less often. But I'm going to go step by step, show you how to clean this. You can do it yourself, put it all back together, get your humidifier back and running, and get your house a little less dry. Now we're going to remove this transducer cover, and underneath there are 2 Phillips head screws. To do this entire job, you just need a Phillips head screwdriver, and I suggest using one with a magnetic tip so you don't drop your screws. As you can see, there's the 2 screws we need to remove, and they're going to have some calcium buildup. So when you stick your screwdriver in there, give it a little wiggle back and forth to break up the calcium before you start loosening the screws. Back side of the unit, there's 6 total screws we need to remove. There's 3 on this side and 3 on the opposite side. Go ahead and remove all 6 of those screws. Now we need to remove this mist outlet cap. You can do this 2 different ways. You can get a flathead screwdriver or a butter knife underneath here and kind of pry it up. Or if you have a smaller screwdriver, stick it in through here and pop it straight up. With the cap off, that reveals a little black Phillips head screw. We need to remove that next. This next part is a little tricky, takes a little finesse. We need to pop this front cover off. Make sure and double check that all of these screws are taken out of the back and that this black one is taken out up here. And you're going to have to kind of lift up right here and pry the front of the panel off at the same time. I found it easiest just to kind of get my fingers in between this gap and work the gap up and down, and the front panel will pop off. Just like that. Now we're looking at the front of the unit. We need to take all the screws off holding this control panel in place, and that's just going to lay forward. On this one, there's 3 screws, Phillips head as well, and we'll go ahead and remove those. Now the control panel will just lay forward. And now we have these 3 Phillips head screws that we need to remove. Keep these separate because they are different than the rest. Now you can go ahead and lift the mist tube assembly straight up. Now you can clean the mist tube a couple different ways. You can put some vinegar in a bowl with a toothbrush and scrub out the entire inside of here. But it's just very hard to reach all the way to the top. You might be able to tape something onto a toothbrush to get up in there a little bit farther. Or if you have a glass baking dish, you can fill that with water and vinegar and let it soak in there as well. But you just want to lay it in there this side up and make sure that the water and vinegar cover the mist tube. And if your mist assembly wants to float in the water, simply take a bowl, place it on top for a weight, and hold it underwater. Another thing you could use to clean this out is maybe a baby bottle brush. Get it cleaned out really good, then we'll start the reassembly process. The mist tube assembly is going to slide straight back down in place, and then we need to insert the 3 larger screws in the bottom base. And now we need to install the control panel, and on the bottom of the control panel there's kind of a little L-shaped bracket that's going to go down inside that cavity. It goes down inside there first, and then simply lift it straight up and reinstall the screws. Now we need to get this front cover back on. And to do that, you want to hook it kind of at the top first, because you want to make sure that this O-ring is in place. Then come down from the top. And you'll be able to get the top lined up. But before you snap it in place, come around to the front side. You want to make sure that you can push the bottom in, and then you're going to push it down at the same time. So push this in and push down from the top. And then you just push it in to snap it in place. And then you can just simply squeeze it along the sides and it will snap itself back into its factory location. You'll know that it's snapped all the way back in place when it's nice and flat all the way around the front side. If this front cover is kind of bulged out, it means that you don't have it all the way snapped in. When this is nice and flush, then you can go around to the back side and we're going to reinstall the screws. Now up here at the top side, you have that screw there on the inside of the mist tube. Go ahead and insert that. And when you're tightening these screws, they don't have to be very tight. All you want to do is just make them snug. If you make them too tight, the plastic's going to crack. So just make them snug and that's it. And now we're going to reinstall the 6 screws holding on the front faceplate. And now you install the 2 screws down here by the transducer cover. Now we can reinstall the directional mist cover. And you're just going to line that up, push straight down. Reinstall the transducer cover. And this job is complete. Now a couple key points with this humidifier, or with any humidifier. The cleaner and more pure your water is, the less likely you're going to have to clean it. Pure distilled water is going to work the best. You're going to have to clean it a lot less often, although you're going to have to buy it at probably a Walmart for about $1 a gallon. Use good, clean, filtered tap water. You're going to have to clean it often, but not too bad. If you follow along in my instructional videos, this job will take you about 20 minutes next time. Hope this video was helpful and informational to you. Thanks for watching.